What up, tube users? So today, Governor Sisolak of Nevada had his little press conference that he likes to call the Roadmap to Recovery. And they state right here, Nevada's roadmap to a new normal in the wake of the beer flu will start by mid-May. The phase 1 start of the recovery will see social distancing measures still in places to guide the day-to-day lives of Nevadans, with businesses, including casinos, remaining closed, along with other venues where large crowds may congregate. Sisolak did not commit to a firm date, but said the focus will be on meeting the criteria and moving into phase 1 on or before May 15th, which he extended the stay-at-home order till May 15th. He went on to lay out what the phases will look like, calling it Nevada's battle-born beginning and suggesting it could last a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks. Phase 1, the governor said, will include restrictions on large social events and the prohibition of public gatherings of more than 10 people, but some outdoor spaces and small businesses will reopen under extremely aggressive social distancing measures. In other words, non-essential businesses, with some exceptions, may voluntarily reopen under restrictions. Standalone retail stores can reopen, but employees and customers must wear face coverings, and curbside pickup or home delivery are still preferred. The governor said the state was considering the gradual reopening of restaurants and personal care services with strict yet to be determined guidelines. Remaining closed in phase 1, bars, nightclubs, malls, large sporting events, large in-person places of worship, and concert venues, in addition to casinos. The governor said decisions about reopening gaming establishments will be determined by the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Here's what I can tell you today. Gaming will not be opening at the start of phase 1. The governor also said during an interview with ABC this week that casinos won't open until phase 3 or 4. Then they go on to say that the peak of this beer flu was April 24th. The governor said it would be a disservice to residents and businesses to pretend like Esmeralda County is the same as Nye County or that Clark is the same as Elko. He announced the formation of Local Empowerment Advisory Panel, or LEAP, who will serve as a resource for counties as they work through the necessary requirements to reopen and share best practices and guidelines for local communities. If a new major outbreak or cluster occurs, the state will quickly respond and might roll back some reopening steps. Of course, because they can turn that off faster than they can open it back up. And they will be watching the data closely. Phase 2 will be called the Silver State Stabilization Phase and will see continued relaxing of restrictions if health metrics warrant. The next 15 days will be our active transition to a safe and methodical reopening of our economy. We will be watching the data closely and may have to determine in real time whether it's safe enough to expand or reduce the pace of this reopening. Then he goes on to say the bullshit like, many of you have suffered significant economic harm from the stay-at-home orders, and I hope you know I fully understand the impact of the tough decisions I have made to keep our state safe. He don't care because he's all cozy. He still gets paid. He still even gets his haircuts because his wife does it for him, and he had to do a photo shoot and post it on social media. Nevadans, he added, have a long road ahead and will still many great challenges to face, difficulties to overcome, and many friends and neighbors will need our help, which nobody's helping anybody because everybody's only caring about themselves, which I guess is understandable when you have no money coming in. And then he also says during the press conference that he don't know how long each phase will last, and that, of course, like I already said, the casinos won't be opening until phase 3 or 4. But if you go by the assumption that each phase is 2 weeks, that puts the casinos maybe reopening by mid-June, early July. And any virus that goes around, flu season, there's no way in hell that can survive in 100 plus degrees. It's already 100 degrees in Nevada, or at least in Las Vegas, southern Nevada. So I don't know how long all this bullshit is going to last out here in Nevada. I know every state has their different dates they're reopening, different phases, or how they're doing it, but this is how Nevada's doing it. It's bullshit. Thought I'd share that with you. I'll share with y'all every new phase we go in and what they say is opening. Of course, the casinos, because a lot of people are very curious as to how that's going. But they said they're probably going to rearrange the slot machines and space them out, which I did try to show in the video when we walked downtown Fremont inside the El Cortez and Binion's Four Queens. They had some of them on. They had the carpet up. They had them moved around. I don't know how well y'all seen that in the video. And that the gaming tables will only allow a maximum of 3 people, and the dealers are required to wear face coverings. But if this goes on into June, July, that's fucking ridiculous. But thank you for watching. Until next time, Toodles.